You straight up cuckooed that dude, bro. Oh my God.
You've got all your Charger gear on because
feeling fresh as hell.
Well, you guys better enjoy it. The fans loved it.
You have to love what you're seeing on tape if you're a Chargers fan, especially for the future with Justin Herbert.
On the move and throws and touchdown.
Do this together.
Players, coaches, staff, fans, together we can create something truly special.
Stay tuned for some good content.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Charger Chat. I'm your co-host, Wolldong, sitting with my buddies, Kev, Hug, and Duggan.
Hello, everyone. How are you?
Hasta la vista, baby.
I was expecting a "I'll be back" type of vibe.
I'll be here.
Let's not forget Kyle, the coach, Duggan.
Hey guys, happy Halloween!
Happy Halloween, folks.
Woo!
Spooky season.
It's the spooky season, and we've got spooky stuff to talk about here, folks.
So much spook.
There's a lot of spookiness going on around right now, but we've got lots of stuff lined up here for you. Let's start it off right at the top. Anybody that was watching football Sunday saw the Raiders take home a big bushel of goose eggs, folks.
Oh my god!
It was
They were
awesome.
at the store.
Dramatic
They walked
reveal.
by the eggs. They said, "Oh, we need some of these. We need to bring some of these home with us." Some
Sign me
St.
up with-
Louis eggs.
Good goose egg, dude.
Devontae Adams, Derek Carr, huh?
Devontae
yeah.
Adams, didn't he have like 2 yards or something? It was
I don't know.
I
something
didn't
nuts.
see.
I didn't check the stat line, but that's
No,
pretty
me
bad
neither.
if that's true.
Yeah.
No, I watched long enough to see 2 Raiders get their helmets stuck together, and I said, "Well, this is awesome. I can just walk out of the game right now. I don't need to
It's been a
see
good
the
weekend.
finish." So,
Good weekend.
yeah, the Raiders lost. Broncos won, but I mean, it was London. I guess they had some London magic going with their way.
They did the same thing again where they got hot in the beginning with us and then just fell apart in the second half and didn't do anything.
Right.
So there's still a shit show. And all that stuff of him like, stretching and doing all that stuff for 4 hours on the flight over there while people are sleeping.
hanging out
He
on
is
the
the
50-yard
weirdest
line.
person ever.
So weird. Again, in the pre-games, he was like eyes closed in the middle of the field while he knew there was media all around him.
Yeah.
And he was just eyes closed looking around.
He's just
All by
right.
himself.
That's right. That's right.
He's a
Whatever.
psychopath. Like that's
He's a
like
psychopath.
I just
No, he
watched
will.
American Psycho for I hadn't seen it in a while. But Christian Bale's character, there is a little
Did
bit
it
of
look a
Russ in
lot
there.
like Russell
A
Wilson?
little bit of Russ in there. Yeah.
Yeah.
A little
I could
creepy.
see it happening. I could
Just him
absolutely
standing
see
there
it
at a
happening.
mirror, just like pulling a face mask off real slow. That's right. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah, I
he's
know
got
what you
that
mean.
kind of I'm gonna watch out
I love it,
energy.
All right. Well, enough about other teams. Kansas City, we're also on a bye this week, so we don't have much to talk about with them. But we know we've all seen the calendars and we've all been talking about it. The trade deadline is coming up, folks. Tuesday, November 1st, 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. As it stands right now, the Chargers have made no moves.
One.
Not a tostada.
Well,
Oh
not
yeah,
a trade.
Tochu.
Well, I guess
Welcome
that's a
back.
trade. I guess from the practice.
You weren't
squad,
with
yeah.
us on Friday. Sorry, I made there was a snafu and it was my fault. That's why we didn't have Coach. But Coach, what are your thoughts on Jerry Tauchu bringing him back?
I'm
in the
excited.
fold?
I don't know. I just feel like obviously the first time around with us wasn't anything spectacular. Very Jerry Tillery-ish. Like took him pretty high.
He is
had
a Jerry.
spurts
Had
here
moments. Had moments.
and
Yeah.
there. But he's a vet now. He's not a young guy. So I think he knows that this is probably one of his last chances. Getting to go out there and with a really good opportunity with Joey Bosa being out for the next 5 or 6 weeks.
Right. yeah.
He's playing for everything right now. So I think you're going to get now what the best of Jerry is. I don't know. But that's what you're going to get. You're going to get the best of what he's got. And I'm excited for the guy to get a chance.
Just give the guy a chance. So yeah, we picked up Jerry, but as far as other areas of concern or want or need, there hasn't been any moves. I've heard, from some people that they like to wait until after the game on Sunday or potentially Monday.
See if somebody gets hurt.
Yeah, I mean, if they're like, well,
hold off
we'll
on
trade
this.
this guy away, and then all of a sudden all of your wide receivers get hurt, and you're just like, well, shit, we traded away the one wide receiver I wish we didn't trade. So, so it's understandable that there hasn't been any moves made yet. So those of you that are concerned, it's okay. right now. It
And if
becomes
you're
after
listening to
Tuesday.
this,
Yeah,
there's
this
a-
episode comes out on the trade deadline.
and we're recording
That's true.
Sunday night because Halloween's tomorrow and we got some
Right.
trick or treating to do.
We got
So we
trick-or-treating
may
to
be
do.
just talking. We may
Yeah.
have picked up 8 guys.
Just yeah,
Who
we
knows?
don't know nothing.
Guys.
Just get
Who
ready
knows?
for Thursday.
8 wide receivers.
Get ready for our Friday episode. It's gonna be
It's gonna be lit.
Oh boy, yeah. We might have to make some bold predictions.
Well, we
before
got to hop
end
on
this.
some Patreons if there's all these stuff starts to happen. We'll have
That's
to hop
true.
on and do a quick little one.
Oh,
At least
definitely.
reaction.
Yes, for sure. This was something interesting that I saw pop up on Reddit, and let me quote the guy that posted this. This was posted by user Ockeners on Reddit, and it's an interesting thing to look at. Obviously, I wouldn't take this as gospel or anything like that, but they posted the Chargers basically have a 97% chance of making it to the playoffs if they can win. Let's see. I think it was
6.
5 or 6.
6.
Yeah, if they can win 6 of the next 10 games, they will have a 97% chance basically of making the playoffs. Now, it's not just any 6 games. They can't just win any 6 games, specifically beating the Falcons, the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Titans, the Colts, and the Broncos.
That's right.
That's
All
right.
not great teams. All teams that if we want to be a playoff contender, all teams we need to beat.
Right. So if we lose to the Rams, lose to the Dolphins, lose to the Chiefs, lose to the 49ers, it's not the end of the world. And honestly, if we lose to, any of these other teams, again, it's not the end of the world because we might end up beating the 49ers or the Chiefs or the Dolphins.
Chiefs
or the
have
Rams.
it coming.
Please be the Chiefs.
I
would
feel
love
like
to
it's
see
going to
that.
happen. I want to come home. I
We're
think I
all
might
going to
try.
be there, right?
That's my goal. Is I'm working on getting home for a couple days to come see that.
Yeah. So it's just an interesting thing. Now, this is based off of 87,904 simulations per this picture. So obviously we didn't do the work ourselves. So I can't really speak if this is 1,000% accurate or not.
It's just it's something to think about. Like as a fan, when
Right.
you're watching football on Sunday, if you see an AFC team playing an NFC team, root for the NFC team.
Yeah.
There you
That's
go.
just have that in the back of your mind.
Rule of thumb.
Rule of thumb. That's the idea. So like when the
Go
when
NFC.
Yeah.
what was it? The Carolina
NFC. NFC.
yeah,
Carolina
yeah.
was playing the Falcons today.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
that's
Right.
both NFC. I
Yes,
don't know.
that didn't work.
Who
That's
knows?
why I didn't finish that thought.
Moving on.
I kind of
Just-
teed you up to fail on that one. My bad.
Yeah, it's all right. Shake it
but
off.
yeah, so
We're
if you're
good.
seeing that, root against other AFC teams. It's all in
It's
good
just
fun.
that easy, folks.
Yeah, it's that easy. Don't need to be a mathematician.
Right.
Man, coming into this season, I didn't think we were going to have to worry about rooting against other teams. I really thought it was going to be a 12-13 win season.
Well, we certainly all did, but we didn't see these injuries coming a mile away either.
No.
So, I mean, yeah, it's there's always a chance, folks. I mean, not every team is going to win
Hey.
every single game.
what happens if these Chargers go on a little run coming out of the bye?
That's
I mean,
all I'm
let's go.
saying. That's all I'm saying.
Just take 9 straight.
Yeah.
Let's go 3. If we go 3 in a row, we beat Falcons, Niners, Chiefs.
Oh, come on. Just confidence.
Not only that, but then because I was thinking about it, like, losing a game, I get really down.
Yeah.
But what I've found out recently, there's a part of me that like gets even more down when all of my friends and like fellow Charger fans are shitting on our team. I get more down on that than I do losses. So
Yeah.
there's a part of me that not only wants to win these games, but win decisively so people can get excited about this team again. Because I don't think there's a abandoned ship right now. That's not the mood.
Depends
We
on who
just
you
need to
ask,
have
but
some
yeah.
decisive wins where our offense looks like our offense again.
Yeah.
And the defense be better than last year. Like we were one game away from getting in the playoffs. So let's start there and build on it. That's what I'm hoping for in the next 3 weeks.
I would love to see that. I think all of us would. There's always a chance, folks. Just we're barely halfway through the season here. We still got one more game and then we'll officially be at the halfway point in the season. So let's see, looking over at our very own JC Jackson, underwent successful surgery on the 27th on his knee per his Instagram. It was them. He posted him sitting in the hospital bed. I don't
Looks
know
like
if
he's got some good stuff going on. He's got some stuff flowing.
I was going to say he's got what appears to be a trucker hat
and some
then
ice
he's also-
chips.
Oh, is that what that is?
I don't
I
know.
mean, he's got a cup there, so he's almost got this like Southern trucker, like he's spit and dip into a cup and
does
trucker
kinda
hat
go, yeah.
vibes. I'm sure that's not the case. It is probably ice chips, but Yeah, he's definitely
Over
on
and
the good
out,
stuff right
rubber ducky. From Goldmember. Oh, it's all-time great movie.
Oh, that's awesome.
Good callback. So yeah,
You're welcome.
Successful surgery is the big part there, JC Jackson. So
It's
hopefully,
I think it's a 6 to 9 month recovery as well.
oh yeah, no, it's a long road,
So
no doubt.
it's into training camp next year. It's kind of the idea.
Yeah,
if he's, but not even, who knows if he'll even play. That's like recovering from that, and not, who knows if that means he's ready to actually get on the field and start being a professional athlete again,
Right. That's a long time to go. And every bit of good news for him is worth celebrating. So glad that all went well for him. This also came out that I found kind of interesting. This is from Fox NFL, Dr. Matt Provencher's NFL bus rankings through week 7. Now, I don't necessarily know. Oh, bus is the banged up score. So BUS, banged up score.
I like that.
Now the number here quantifies how injuries affect the overall team position and player performance on a scale of 0 to 100. Now, from my understanding, the higher the score, the healthier your team is.
It's gotta
the
be.
lower the score, the unhealthier your team is. And right now the Chargers are sitting at 30th, just above Baltimore Ravens and Arizona Cardinals. So I guess they're dealing with worse injuries than the
God bless
Chargers right
them.
now. Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I can't imagine either. So yeah, the Chargers, per this graph or per this chart from Matt Provencher, the Chargers are the third most banged up team in the NFL.
And who's
right
the
now.
least banged up? The
Philadelphia
only
Eagles.
undefeated team in the NFL.
Exactly.
It's
how
just
important
so
it is.
much of your success is tied up into how healthy you stay.
The thing that I think that is interesting about this is that yes, the Chargers are the third most banged up team, but we've got a 4-3 record.
Yeah, it's
Right.
exactly what I was going to say. Like finding ways to still get these wins and still have a decent record for, and people don't want to, people are like, you can't just say injuries, the coaches suck. Like you can say injuries. It's clear that there's a lot of these teams on this list and as low as they are because of their injuries.
Yeah. Look at the Raiders. They're 2-5 and they're sitting at 10th best as far as health.
So they
per
suck.
team.
It's just that they just suck ass.
Exactly. So
They're just
health,
the Raiders.
They're just the Raiders.
health absolutely has an impact. And in this case, it was certainly affecting the Chargers. But again, winning record right now with 4-3. So let's go. Let's ride.
That's right.
I got to get that out of my head. I'm saying it like condescendingly all the time, but I'm
Yeah.
saying it so much now that it's becoming like
Starting
a
to
thing.
come out
I got to
serious,
get it
yeah.
out of my. I got to
Gotta
stop
get it
saying
out,
it.
Alexa.
Cut it-
We,
cut
you know what we
it
need to
out.
do?
What?
We need to get a Let's Ride jar. So every time we say
Yeah, you put
Let's
$1.
Ride, you got to put $1 in the Let's Ride jar.
Sorry, honey, no more vacation for the holidays. I
My
keep
wife
Let's
said
Ride.
that, my wife said she's gonna make a find it jar. So every time I can't find something and she knows where it is, I have to put $1 in the jar.
That's so mean.
It's so mean. It's
She's
all
gonna
day.
start
Constantly.
hiding stuff.
She's gonna be able to buy a car in a couple weeks.
She's just sipping on coffees that you bought for her because you can't find shit. Watching you walk around the house looking for
Yeah,
stuff.
it's like, oh, are
Nice.
you having trouble, Kyle? Would you like
Would
help?
you like a map?
Scavenger hunt to find your keys.
Yeah, if you start seeing dirt piles in the backyard,
She's just
I would be
burying
concerned.
stuff.
Yeah, she's trying to get a couple extra bucks from you, bro.
well, I wouldn't say that we're trying to get a couple of bucks here, folks, but if you had a couple of bucks,
Nice
you can head on
transition.
over
Oh,
to
hell
our
yeah.
Patreon right now, where we've got some fun stuff going on over there. We've got a few videos posted up as it stands right now, but we've got more fun stuff coming down. And we want to make sure that we call out all of the newest people that joined our Patreon. Hugo Boss 760, David Duggan.
Oh
Wait,
shit!
oh,
Oh,
man.
Pops is in there.
Well, you're not alone because Jim Woolley came in like hot right behind him.
Papa Wolldog.
Papa Wolldog came in as well. Leo Garcia and Matthew Trasinski. Thank you guys so much for signing up for Patreon. We really do appreciate it. And again, we've got a lot of fun stuff lined up and plans for that Patreon. So if you want to go on over there, it would mean a lot to us. But if you don't,
And our first hangout is coming pretty soon, where we're
That's true.
going to do a big Zoom hangout with all the. There's one membership
special
level
tens,
you
yeah.
can do it, and we're going to hang out, and it's coming. So get in there before we do it if you want to come hang out, bro.
that's right. Yeah. Well, and we would love to have you. And if you don't want to come to Patreon, that's A-okay. You can head on over to our website, chargerchat.com. Check out all the cool stuff we've got over there. t-shirts, hoodies, and stickers, and you can chat it up with other Charger Chatteteers in our member section and ask questions and Ask Boltfam. So go check it out, chargerchat.com.
And there's the new zip up hoodie. So
Oh, a new zip-up hoodie?
yeah, if you want a zip up hoodie, it was a request.
Shit.
And I've been sitting in my office for 3 days with nothing to do. So I put up together a new zip up hoodie.
Feel the money loosening from my wallet. All right, well, there you go, folks. New
no
merch
discounts for you.
Damn it.
You.
There's no employee discount or anything like that?
No.
Oh, God. All right. Well, now let's go on to the next segment here, folks. It is Fan Focus. Let's see what fan we are bringing into focus this week.
All right, guys, we are back with another Fan Focus, and we are super lucky to have Leo from Fresno. What's going on, Leo?
Hey, man, thanks for having me. I know it's last minute, but I decided to take the bait once you guys posted it up.
This is amazing. Yeah, we had somebody we had scheduled to do one, and they last minute couldn't do it, so we posted on Twitter. And Leo, dude, you are fast. The speed was incredible. So
I was in the toilet, so
yeah, buddy, that's where I do most of my work.
I gotta go.
Let's go, gotta go. And you're at work right now, right?
Yeah, man. Anything for the Charger Chat, man. Even if I'm at work, I just close my door. I'm like, the boss has got an interview right now.
I love it, Leo. You're the man. And I love that you have so much. This is like perfect because you have so much Charger stuff in your office already.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, everybody here knows I'm a Charger fan. So it's not, it's like, oh, you're a Charger fan. I'm like, yes, I am. We exist.
I love it. I love it, dude. So let's kick this off how we always do, man. How did you become a Charger fan?
Long story short, basically, I was never really into football until like middle school. I was mostly into soccer and whatnot. My best friend, actually, his name's Andrew. I'm trying to get him to the whole Die Hard Board Club stuff, but he was a Charger fan, and I was kind of just fitting in as a Raider fan. Don't kill me, everybody.
No, it's okay. People make mistakes. It's okay.
But once he told me like about the Chargers. I started watching the Chargers, LT, Antonio Gates, Phillip Rivers, and the colors, everything. I just, I went with it, and I've been a diehard Board Club ever since. I'm actually a bigger fan than him now.
That's awesome, dude. So, and it was kind of cool. We were talking a little bit beforehand, and you were in the Navy, and tell us a little bit about, because San Diego, you associate, Charger fans with San Diego and the Navy and everything.
No, yeah.
What's your experience like?
I left in 2013, so I assumed the Navy is related to San Diego a lot because that's one of the big bases. But, I was kind of surprised once I got in. It was a lot of people from like the Midwest. It was mostly Chiefs fans or Patriots fan. And it was just like when I went to my ship, I was actually stationed in Japan. And, I was just getting pummeled left and right by these Raider fans. And it was the years we weren't doing that good. So
yeah,
I think it was like the years where we were losing to the Raiders like every year for like 2 years straight. So it was not fun, but I still held on. So
held strong, dude. Those are the persevering Charger fans you want on the team, man. The ones that can deal with the crap talk, which is something we're dealing a lot with right now, and especially some infighting and kind of people are really frustrated. What's your kind of general thoughts on? We've had the bye week, we've had some time to like relax a little bit. What are your thoughts on kind of where you want to see this team go, and what are your thoughts on all that?
So my thoughts on all that, I think, I will admit it. Towards the beginning, I kind of fell into it. I mean, my Twitter went crazy. I know you guys see the Twitter sometimes. And, I kind of took a step back and I'm like, wait, the only reason we're in this position is because of the injuries. I know the defense, has, we're loaded on defense, but at the same time, it's like, if you look at it logically, ever since we lost Bosa, we haven't had much takeaways. So like, that's I personally think that's a big reason why our defense is not as productive as we want it to be, just because we don't have pressure on the right side anymore. So it's like mostly Mac doing all the work now. So I mostly, look back, and it's mostly the injuries that are a big problem. And, as a fan base, we have to kind of, Lombardi this and, Staley that. But, it's mostly, we wouldn't be in this position if it wasn't for injuries. So that's my biggest take on, what's going on. Yeah.
I think is sometimes you got to remind everybody that like the players are the ones on the field. The coaches, they just like, go run it, do your best. But, it's hard to not look at the injuries we've had and be like, okay, this is an issue. And, what are your thoughts on Justin? Because he's been a kind of a slightly different looking quarterback a little bit since week 2 with the Chiefs and kind of the injury in his rib. Are you thinking this rib injury after a week of rest is going to come back and he's going to be the Justin of old?
Yeah, I feel that, I mean, I don't know what's that guy's name. I blocked him. That was talking crap about Justin Herbert.
Was it
like,
Acho? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel like he's just lost his weapons. Like, I mean, his whole receiver core is out. I feel that in addition to his injury, he's not going to perform the same. Nobody's getting open. And I know I asked last week about the checkdowns, but the checkdowns are literally because nobody's getting separation that he needs. I feel that once Keenan Allen comes back and maybe, hopefully before Tuesday, tomorrow, we pick up somebody. If not, maybe those guys can make it work and they start getting more open because they're focusing on Keenan Allen now. So I feel that maybe he might come back, but I feel like it's going to take a while for him to get back into that groove, especially with Mike Williams gone now. And I know he doesn't, when people have to focus on both Mike Williams and Keenan Allen, other people get open. And that's why we had all those Guyton highlights last year, because everybody's focused on Mike Williams and Keenan Allen. Guyton was open over the top, but I feel like, Herbert needs deep threats. That's his biggest thing. I feel like that's where he's most accurate, but we just don't have that anymore.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see the kind of the rotation of like Mike Will being out now, Keenan coming back, what that looks like, the difference that makes. So it's going to be fascinating. We'll find out against the Falcons here this weekend. Let's get you out of here on this, brother. Like, what has been, you've been a Charger fan for a long time. What has been like the best Charger memory that you have?
It was, I'm not sure what year is actually recent, too, because, growing up, I kind of grew up a little poor, so I wasn't able to go to Charger games. Then I left to the Navy, so I didn't get a chance. So I didn't go to my first game till like last year. But
awesome.
Most of it has been like, on TV and whatnot. But I would say that year that we went for it on the field goal, 2-point try. Oh, man, I was crying.
Yeah,
like
that KC, is that the KC game?
The Mike Williams 2-point conversion, and
Phil.
we just beat them. Oh man, I was jumping up for joy. I know they were making fun of us, like, oh, they just act like they won a Super Bowl. I'm like, of course, that was a great win. We're not used to that as Chargers. I mean, now we are, going for it and stuff like that. But back then, when I don't know who the coach was, I think it was Lynn. When he went for it, we're like, what? He's going for it. He's going for the win. And I think that's my best moment. I was by myself, nobody around me, but I can only imagine, how that would have been with other Charger fans.
Same, dude. I was in a hotel room yelling and waking everybody up overseas. And I remember that vividly because I remember them showing, because they would have won, I think, the AFC West if they had won that game. And they had T-shirts ready to sell. And they were showing that before the game was over. And I was like, oh, you sons of bitches. You're not going to win this game. We're going for 2, baby. Let's go.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that was the best. Yeah.
So cool, man. So all right. So I'll get one more. The Falcons. What do you think this game's going to look like? What do you think we're going to do against them?
I won't lie. I'm a bit worried a little bit just because of the injuries. I hope we get Parham back at least. Parham. I know he's out on concussion, and then Palmer. That way we get something. I will say I'm a little worried, but I feel that we can pull through. I mean, if we did it against Denver and all that stuff, I feel that we can do a pretty good job. It's just about getting. I mean, we might have Keenan Allen back. Well, we will have Keenan Allen back. So I feel like that's going to be a big difference now on third downs because we just can't seem to convert on third down.
Yeah.
As far as the defense, I feel that defense can, they just got to contain Marcus Mariota because that's a big problem we get. The scrambling, like, that guy, I forgot his name, of the Browns, where he just, we thought we had him and he just rolled on out. So, we just got to contain the quarterback. Because I know Mariota can make some big plays if we don't contain him. So, overall, I feel that we can pull out a victory and go on to San Francisco.
I just want it so bad. I want the fan base to get excited again and let's have a dominant win would be rad. I'll take whatever it is, but I'd love a dominant win. Leo, can't tell you how much we appreciate you taking some time while you're at work to come talk to us. You're fantastic. It was great meeting you like this.
Yeah, thank you.
Absolutely, brother. We'll hopefully run into you at a game. It'll be fun.
Oh yeah, I'll be at the Chiefs game if you guys are there.
All right, sounds good, brother. We'll talk to you later.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Well, that's awesome. Thank you so much for coming on and chatting with Kev. That was really cool. We'd love having all of these fans on and chatting with us. It's so awesome to hear everybody's individual story because they're individual snowflakes. No two stories are the same, folks. I mean, there might be similar paths. There might be,
Kevin and mine are pretty close.
Pretty close.
Well, yeah, which is
Same
stands
house.
to reason. But again, thank you so much for coming on and chatting with Kev.
And honestly, guys, if you want to get on, DM me, Instagram, Twitter, or Twitter. Hit me up. We're taking, if you want to get in and you feel very strongly, you want to get your story out there and tell everybody how f***ing diehard of a fan you are and your love for the team and what you're all about. DM me.
Right. Take it down a notch. Kevin.
Sorry, I'm excited. Excited to meet more people.
I love it. All right. Well, let's go on to the next segment. It is Ask Boltfam, bi-week edition, I think. Yes.
Spooky.
Woo-hoo.
Time to put your money where your mouth is.
Hi, guys. Don't jam a thumb up his butthole. That's what you do. I wet myself in excitement.
Oh, so hungry.
Your thoughts are like totally appreciated.
Catch you later, dude.
Okay, love you, boy.
All right, gang, let's get into it. Ask Boltfam bi-week edition, starting off with OM Run, who asked the question.
How great was it to see the Raiders get blown out by the Saints?
Pretty awesome.
Pretty awesome.
nice.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Pretty freaking cool.
I woke up this morning with I usually have that Sunday morning, oh shit, yeah, this is the big day. Didn't have that feeling at all today. I just woke up kind of all right, whatever. And then that happened. And I was like, okay, you kind of made the day for me.
Right.
Wasn't even a loss. It was a loss with the lowest 2 yards, 3 yards for Devontae Adams, and they all played hot trash.
Hot garbage, man.
Yeah.
Couldn't find the end zone. Couldn't kick a freaking field goal. Couldn't do nothing. Couldn't get any points on the board.
Yeah, I mean, we've had some bad games this year so far, but 0 points in an entire football game. That's
haven't
tough.
done
That's
that
tough
yet.
Look. Yeah.
That's not us.
Yeah, we haven't gone down that road yet. But
Don't say yet.
Ever.
Oh, dare you?
Ever.
We won't. Can't.
Yeah.
Can't, won't.
Yeah. OM Run, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Boltville714, who asked the question. Hello there. I'm Dr. Boltville714, as seen on the Charger chat and Twitter, and I'm here to talk to you today about Raider Tears. That's right, the nation's most delicious product to date. Not only are Raider Tears exquisitely delicious and natural with no added sweeteners, but they also come with an abundance of health benefits for your body and soul. Feeling down and bummed out, depression, anxiety, boredom, low energy, erectile dysfunction? Drink a cup of Raider Tears once a week and experience all the nourishing and healing benefits. Raider's Tears are limited and available only through the fall, so don't wait. They are collected from the most delusional and hopeful Raider fans that talk the most shit during the offseason and preseason. Available throughout the country wherever Raider fan vatos cry. Or order directly and receive not one but 2 bottles of top-shelf Raider Tears. But wait, there's more. Order within the next 30 seconds and you'll receive a limited-time FTR shot glass. Lastly, ask yourself, when was the last time you had a delicious glass of Raider Tears? As always, f*** the bitch-ass Raiders and their bitch-ass QB. K-love you, bye.
Somebody wrote you an end of the episode script.
I know.
Yeah.
I could just cut that out and put it right at the
Put
end.
some
Copy
music
paste,
underneath
baby.
it. Done. That
Wow,
was
Boltville making
done.
my job easier.
that was awesome, Boltville.
It's a lot of hatred for the Raiders, and I respect it.
I respect everything
yeah, we're
about
here
that.
for it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we're
we're
here
here
for
for
it.
it.
So, yeah, the last time we had a delicious glass of Raider Tears, it was week one,
Week 1, baby.
The Raiders used to come at us all the time in our comments on YouTube. The first 3-4 weeks was just all the time.
Mm-hmm. Been a little quiet.
Some pin
As
droppies.
Bolt God would say, they quiet.
They quiet. And oh my God, he's back, by the
He's
way.
back with a
he's
vengeance.
back.
Yeah.
And those you don't, we haven't talked about him this season really, but Bolt God is basically a, what would you say, a super fan? Where he
I would say super
dresses
fan,
up,
yeah.
got the sweet hat. It looks like Big
Looks
Trouble
like
in Little
Raiden
China.
from Mortal
Raiden
Kombat.
from Mortal Kombat, yeah.
Big Trouble in
Yeah.
Little China for me, Raiden.
I feel
For
you. No, it's all good.
Fair enough.
Yeah, to each their own.
But he was
you know.
he was awesome. And he kind of was quiet for a little while, but now he's back.
He's back
back.
and
It feels
and he's
right.
louder than
We
ever.
needed
yeah.
him. This is when we
Yeah.
needed him. He needed
Yeah.
to come back.
That's right.
We're glad to have you back, Bolt God. The world just feels right having you out there, and can't wait to see you screaming at more fans and how quiet they are.
Stay quiet.
So Boltville714, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to SoCal Dan Sports,
Certified Fresh.
who asked the question. Does the front office understand the frustration of Charger fans with no moves to help out the offense, or even the bad play calling on both sides? Do they have a pulse on what we as Charger fans want? Well,
Daggum.
So as far as what Charger fans want, I guarantee you that there is no front office going, well, what do the
Let's
what do the
check
fans
Twitter.
want? Yeah. Let me check Twitter. Let me check the pulse of the fans. It's just not that way.
Guarantee you they know we're fucking disappointed.
They have to know. Yeah.
And,
they're mad too.
What's going to happen is if it keeps going, people aren't going to be buying the tickets to go to the games. If it gets worse, like right now, we're still showing out and people are excited about the team.
Right.
But if that changes, that we're the fans, so they're going to have to listen. So, they're not going to listen to we want a new offensive coordinator. This is who we want to trade for. Like what do we know? You know what I mean? Like we know what would be fun. It'd be fun to add to our team, but
we know that we're not winning.
Yeah.
And we know that our offense is not really clicking. But that's just such big picture, overarching stuff. So I don't know. They don't, unfortunately, as much as it sucks, they don't care what the fans want. I think that they understand that we're a 4-3 team that could very easily be 2-5.
Right.
And they know that things have to get better because this is professional sports and it's about winning. It's not about participation trophies when you're playing as a professional. So they know they got stuff to figure out and fix. And if nothing happens by the trade deadline, it's because it wasn't a good deal. They didn't think that it was a good deal. And I don't know what a good deal is. It seems like these guys are being traded for very little. The guys on the last year deals on teams that suck, they need draft picks. So they're willing to ditch these guys for pretty low asking price. So
that's true.
I don't know. I guess we have to wait and see what happens by the trade deadline, but they don't have to go on Twitter to know what the fans want. We want to win.
Yeah. Right. Well, I think that's what we have in common. They want to win a championship. We want to win a championship. How we get there, there's a million ways to do that. There's so many different ways you could skin that cat, and they are doing the way that we're going to actually do it. We can have fun thoughts on it, but the way they do it is the way it's going to happen. So
exactly.
I'll hop in the back seat and I'll watch.
That's right. So SoCal Dan Sports, thank you for asking the question.
Welcome.
And welcome, yes. Let's move it on now to an old fan, Hangry Seth, who asked the question. As I watch the Oregon game today and seeing number 10 Knicks playing like Herbert back in his college days, I wonder if the Chargers' offense was more like Oregon's fast-paced, speedy offense, would that make Herbert more comfortable, and would it even be successful in the NFL?
Here's the difference between college and the NFL. College is 19 to 22-year-old kids. The NFL is 22 to 35-year-old men. Yes. And they don't want to run like that. They want breaks in between plays. They want to catch their breath. Can you imagine Filer sprinting up and down the field to the ball after every play?
I remember remember when Chip Kelly was the head coach of the Philadelphia, and everyone, all those players were bitching about Chip Kelly.
Yeah, it's just. The idea should translate. It's football, right. So the more offensive plays you get, the more opportunity you have to score. But it's just, I think when they're grown men, they're hitting each other way harder every single play. Two, their bodies can't, we're already having injuries. You make these guys play as aggressive as they play and say, hey, look, you got no break in between plays now either. Go to the ball and get in your 3-point stance ready to go right now. It's just, and then that means you're not subbing guys either. Like on defense, you're subbing guys almost every play. On offense, most plays you're getting new packages in. You can't manipulate packages, personnels, and I don't think that you can run. You can run it for spurts. We've tried. It has not been very effective.
Mm-hmm. And don't we play
that the whole game?
Don't we play 5 more games this season too? Like we play a lot more football.
Oh yeah, they play like 10, 11 games. We play 17 plus playoffs.
It'd be fun to see it for one of the games, but we've seen them do it, and it just doesn't seem to be getting the desired effect. Mm-hmm. It seems more of a rush deal, except for when the plays are scripted. Like when we're in the beginning of the second or the beginning of the game. Usually when we have scripted plays that there's a plan there, those usually tend to go pretty well and we get good drives. It's when they're not really fully scripted and it's kind of on the fly and need to, that's when we're not quite at our best.
It's tough too. Calling plays is not easy in general. If you guys don't like the way that Lombardi's calling plays right now, Imagine giving him no time to think in between plays on what play he wants to call.
Yeah.
You know, it's not an easy thing to do. Not every coach can call a no huddle, hurry up, let's go type of offense. So the playbook has to be really, really doled down, which nobody, I don't think any of our fan base is looking for.
There you go. Better answers I couldn't have said myself. Hangry Seth, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Friar Bolt.
Go Pods.
Who asked the question?
This bye week got me all up in my feels right now. It seems like Chargers Twitter is eating each other alive with coaching controversy, player controversy, actual controversy. That bitch ass thinking Tua is better than Herbert and that Herbert is overweighted. Kind of hard to be consistent with Jello Wibbs and in and out rotation of offensive linemen and your favorite target only playing because basically one half. Do you guys think Herbert hears all this talk about him and do you feel he's just going to go off one of these games?
That voice kills me. I think I don't think he listens to any of this shit. I think if you were like, this stuff's not even directed at me and it makes me feel bad. So like, if I was the person being talked about, I wouldn't want to read any of that shit. So hopefully he's not reading it. He is a competitive fucking monster.
Right.
You know, he doesn't want to play like this or lose these games.
No.
Give him 2 weeks of stewing. There's a part of me that feels like losing that last game the way it did, the amount of stewing and anger building up in our quiet leader, Justin Herbert, is going to be dangerous for some of these teams.
Explode,
if something's going to happen. His first year, he was not throwing to the biggest names, and his first season, he won Rookie of the Year. So just, I don't know. I feel something's coming. I just do.
Yeah, considering that he doesn't even listen to or know about like the good things that are being said about him, like that just, it's not on his radar. He doesn't let that affect him one way or the other. At least he makes that pretty clear. He's just, the guy is all game. That's all it is. The guy's just a straight up dog. He just focuses on how he can be better. He doesn't listen to the noise. Because if he did, I mean, there was a ton of noise about, him coming into the NFL, just like, he's not a leader. He's not a good, If he can ignore that, he can ignore all the other stuff that's being said right now.
Well, and there was one thing, how we all hate Dan Orlovsky so much, the commentator? He said something interesting. I wanted to get your take on it, Kyle. Yes. I wanted to get your take on it because he said that it was one of the first times he's ever said anything nice about Justin Herbert. He said Justin Herbert is so brilliant that he gets through every single read so quickly that most players can't do that. But he's saying that they've trained him to be so efficient about getting through every read. He's not hanging on some of these reads long enough. Is there any validity to that?
Sometimes I think there might be, because sometimes you just got to trust your guy. I think that's like what we've seen so much is the Mike Williams throw the ball up. Sometimes I think we just need to take the shot every once in a while, even if the read's not there, even if it's like, they're running with him, or hey, they got this guy in this spot. This isn't a good look. Let me check down. There might be some validity to that. But I don't understand how you could turn it into a negative that he goes through all of his reads. I think overall,
it was a weird like backhanded like he's brilliant, but he's too brilliant.
He's too smart.
Yeah. He's so brilliant. I hate him.
He's just so.
I wish he would just run out of the back of the end zone.
Run out of the back of the end zone just once.
Yeah. Good Justin Hunting. He's just so good that he just like is just so fucking brilliant.
Yeah. How do you like them apples?
How do you like them apples?
All right, Friar Bolts, thank you for asking the question. Moving on now to Drizzy Dragon.
Certified fresh for sure.
And shout out to Mike Z. You guys were kind of in the same ballpark on the question, but I'm going with Drizzy Dragon.
Dragon, let's go.
Let's go. Here we go.
With Mike Williams out and JC Jackson out, which position would you guys like to see addressed by the deadline? Sincerely, a Charger fan from Alaska.
Alaska, hell yeah.
I love it.
Drizzy Dragon.
Love it.
I wonder if there are a lot of dragons up there in Alaska. cold.
Well, they are. They're very drizzy.
I watched a lot of Game of Thrones recently, so I'm kind of in
okay.
the dragon vibe.
I feel you. So ends the watch.
Wide receiver, speedy wide receiver. I think that's what we need right now. I think that's what, even if we don't have Mike Williams, the 50-50 master, 80-20, whatever they call him, catch guy, we still need to have some speed on the outside to open these things up. So I feel like our passing attack is going to be different, getting just the shuffle up of players, getting Keenan Allen back. That looks different than that Mike Will was.
Right.
So I think we're just going to have kind of a different kind of passing attack starting this upcoming game.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, corner, I think having Mike Davis there, I think it's enough of a Band-Aid for the defense that we could still be effective.
Agreed.
Now, after Mike Davis, the depth gets really young, really fast.
Some rooks, yeah.
But just with what we have out at wide receiver right now, I'm rooting for him. I really want Michael Bandy to be a stud, but I think we're asking him to do stuff that he just is not built to do.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that for us to win games, our offense needs to be clicking. It needs to be moving. And right now it's pretty stagnant. Our defense still has enough playmakers that they can cover up some holes.
Right.
Offensively, man, it just seems like so bizarre how this is just not clicking right now. So I think putting in maybe some veteran, never won a Super Bowl before, just fired up, wants to go be on a good contending team, can come in and bring in some energy, might be good for the offense.
All right.
Totally.
Yeah. Wide receiver, something like that. Definitely. I mean, considering how many injuries that core has had, and like we said, we love Michael Bandy. We want nothing but the best for him on this team, but we got to have somebody that can create some separation and really go downhill. And Guyton was that guy, and now that he's out for the season,
we're feeling it.
Yeah. We don't know what we had till it's gone. So Drizzy Dragon and Mike Z, thank you guys for asking the question. Moving on now to Clear Bolt.
Certified Fresh,
who asked the question.
I feel confident.
So, yeah. No moves for the offense this week? Is it time to admit that the organization has given up on the season?
No.
It's still, like we said, as sad and down as we all feel right now, you have Justin Herbert, you have Khalil Mack, you have guys that we still have enough guys on this team. We're not fully depleted in like a shit show.
Right.
The Panthers have given up on their season.
Yeah.
Because they sold off Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
If we're not selling off players, our front office has not given up on the season.
Right. And we just need to hold tight, batten down the hatches, wait for some of these guys to get healthy and come back. Like Mike Will and Joey Bosa coming back are going to be pretty substantial to us when we get into that latter part of the season. So,
right.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah, it's more about how you finish than it is about how you start.
Amen.
And with the guys, like I said earlier, that a lot of teams wait until after Sunday before they decide who they're willing to part with. Other teams, because they don't know what their team is going to look like, pre-Sunday and what they're willing to part with. So even though no moves have been made yet, doesn't necessarily mean that no moves are coming. I have a feeling that we will see something. Just don't know to what degree.
I don't know if a trade's going to happen because we've never seen the Ninja do it. He's been here for a long time.
I don't know if we've ever been in this situation before.
I feel like we've had injury situations, but at this point in the season, the fact that his track record is 10 years of not doing this, if you're doing the math, it feels like probably not going to happen unless something special becomes available. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's also done a lot of stuff this year in free agency that he hadn't done in the past.
This is true.
You know, giving up high picks to go get Khalil Mack. We're a very draft centric organization generally. Giving up a second rounder to go get Khalil Mack is not something we would normally do. So I think Tommy T knows he's got a lot riding on this season to be successful.
Absolutely. His job is on the line. Yeah.
Trying to cover his behind. He's got to try to make something happen here, create some artificial momentum by making a move.
Yeah. Unless he's got some incriminating photos, he knows that his job is on the line.
Unless he's got something on Dan Snyder and he's just going to be sitting pretty.
Oh, shit.
All right. So, Clear Bolt, thank you for asking the question. Let's move it on now to Seymour Ninjas?
Certified
Seymour
fresh.
Yeah.
Seymour Ninjas. I like
Who asked
that.
the question.
Would you guys be okay with overpaying to trade for one of the Broncos receivers? FTR and let's ride. K, love you, boy. P.S. Not certified fresh. It's your boy, Pink Unicorn.
Oh, son of a bitch.
He got you.
Sneaky.
You
You magical beast, you.
You
Son of a bitch. You got me, man.
Nope, you. All right.
All right. Seymour
All right.
Ninjas.
Would you overpay for a Broncos wide receiver?
We'll never overpay anyone in our division because obviously I don't want them to get better.
Or richer or anything.
I don't think they would ever trade with us either. They're not going to want to offload any pieces with us.
The only way I feel like we're going to get any AFC West players is if it's one of those contracts where the player has a say in what they do, and has like a decision. Because most of you do not see a lot of AFC West teams trading amongst themselves.
No,
especially
doesn't
midway through a season.
You play them twice a year. You don't have to be dealing with that shit. So yeah. I don't know if that would happen. I'd be more interested. I heard like Chubb is available. It doesn't really work for us because we have.
I will take him any day of the week.
But it would be
if it doesn't cost a lot, it doesn't matter if we need a running back. Put
like a
team.
second round pick for Chubb. I don't know if you did it first. But.
It would be a very bizarre move.
That'd be a weird
I would
situation.
Still be excited because Nick Chubb's that good.
Yeah, let's ride.
So in the jar.
Wait. Were you saying Bradley Chubb?
No,
Bradley
Chubb.
Nick Chubb.
Sorry, I said Nick.
Oh,
meant Bradley.
You may have just said Chubb, and I got
you got a Chubb.
yeah, for Nick Chubb. Bradley Chubb.
I meant Bradley Chubb.
That would be pretty sweet too. But
Nick Chubb.
It's not going to happen within
Sweet either
AFC
way.
West.
Sorry, Bradley Chubb.
There's a couple of good Chubbs out there.
It's a little chubby.
It is bizarre that it's kind of chubby out there.
Some Chubbs.
All right. Seymour Ninjas, aka Pink Unicorn.
Jesus.
You sneaky bastard. Thank you for asking the question.
Yes.
Let's moving on now to Chargers Truther.
Certified fresh.
Who asked the question?
Why do you think we have not pursued a viable workhorse back? Eckler needs help. We have not replaced Melvin Gordon. Serious question. All love.
All love.
Nothing but love.
It's a sweet way to end it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I think Chargers Truther and I went back a little back and forth on Twitter recently. So we're tight. We're good. There's love.
Okay.
There's a lot of love. It's just he has strong opinions.
It's all love.
Strong opinions are good. He feels strongly about his team. What are your thoughts, Kyle?
I think we've done our best to try to address that and fill the spot, and it just hasn't panned out. I mean, we've drafted a running back every year for the last 3 years in the draft, and it just keeps coming up short. Bottom line is the NFL does not pay running backs. That's why the Carolina Panthers were willing to trade Christian McCaffrey before they had to pay him big again. That's just the NFL does not want to pay running back. So we're not going to go out there and spend a bunch of money on a veteran. We're doing our best to try to hit gold here in the draft. And Josh Kelly looked like it was going to be that guy here until he got hurt. So I don't think it's for a lack of trying. I think it's just a lack of picking the right piece.
Right.
Well, and I think workhorse, I think that's misleading in the sense that you want Austin Eckler out on the field as the workforce. The workhorse does it all.
We got our workhorse.
He's the guy that does it all. You're talking about you want a power back that can come in and give some you want a bruiser. I don't think you could ask for a better workhorse than Austin Eckler. I personally don't.
Yeah, I think that's what he meant. He meant like we need that big boy that's going to come in there and be physical and change the dynamic of the game.
Right.
And we were hoping Larry Roundtree was going to be that guy because he's a thick one.
He's thick, yeah.
Right. Yeah. We had the F-150 in there with Coach Lynn. Like we've brought guys in. It's not from a lack of not having fresh blood. It's just they're not paying out.
And but Kelly was looking good up into the point. Like our best rushing game, Kelly was in there and he had like 50 yards and he was pounding the ball. He's just out now. So you're going to look at Spiller. I think he's the one little hope for running back that you're hoping something nice happens.
I mean, how many NFL teams have that big 1-2 punch? I think the Cleveland Browns.
Just Cleveland Browns. And I have been hearing the Kareem Hunt might be on the trading block. So that could be interesting. A little bit.
It's always a possibility, but I got to say I agree with the boys here, and nothing but love.
Nothing but
Chargers
love.
Truther.
I
So
got you,
thank
brother.
you for asking the question. Let's move on now to Sharpway 1097,
Certified fresh.
who asked the question.
Dump Staley for Sean Payton? Good idea, bad idea.
Only Pee Wee could ask that question and make it sound awesome.
I know you are, but what am I?
Dump Staley for Sean Payton. Good
Well,
idea or bad idea?
The problem with Peyton is like he's still under contract with the Saints, man. So you're going to give up draft picks for a coach? I don't think so.
Really? Is that true?
Yeah,
Wow.
They still have control over him. So until I don't know when that contract expires, it's not happening anytime soon. And I'm not ready to dump Staley yet. I'm tired of hearing it. I really am. I'm not ready to dump Staley yet.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Sean Payton sounds fun, but he wasn't doing much on the since his Super Bowls, with Breeze. They weren't doing all that much in the last 6 seasons over there. So I don't know. It's exciting because it's a new thing, but that doesn't. It's the grass is greener situation. And Staley goes somewhere and wins tons of Super Bowls. Like I don't know. I'm not ready to start talking about Sean Payton.
Yeah, and I think you got to look at I think there are, based on what we've heard, especially from Nick Cothrell, the players are bought into Staley. If you dump Staley halfway through the season, I don't know what players are going to rally up and say yes, this is the right move. Yeah, like
you make a coaching change mid-season, season's over.
Right,
Yeah.
unless you're in a situation where the coach is clearly not clicking with the players and they're like, thank God he's gone. And then they kind of start.
Look at Carolina. Carolina, even though they lost today, they're playing better under their interim guy than Rule.
Right.
So but I don't think you're going to find anybody that's going to be a better. I don't know. I'm still very much a Staley guy.
Yeah. I think that we've seen the culture change. We've seen the way the players are bought into this, just because it's not being executed properly or because we get, dinged with injuries, like that doesn't necessarily mean that we should change head coaches midstream. And
I think that Coach Staley has a lot to learn. I think he needs to get better as a coach.
Absolutely.
I still believe that
he still has an
true.
area of opportunity. I'm not saying that he's perfect.
Yeah.
But he's building something.
Yeah.
And as much as we wanted to see that come to fruition this year, due to reasons outside of everybody's control, it's not clicking exactly how it is, but it's still, we're 4-3. Like if we were 2-5 or 1-6, that'd be different.
Still have a winning record. I think that's still.
Yeah.
I just want to get a win. I want to go beat the Falcons up this week so we can all take a breath. Okay, that's all I want.
Yeah. So I get it. I get the question, but yeah, I'd say from all three of us, bad idea.
Bad idea.
Sharpway 1097. Thank you for asking the question. Moving on to House of Hain, who asked the question. Well, we need to regroup. I say put on the big boy pants, all right? Now go back to some power running. The zone shit it isn't working. My question is, what type of food should the team miss to prevent a bed shitting? If we can't get back to some good form after 2 weeks, I say it's the coach's fault. K, love you, bye.
I've thought about the idea of this zone running scheme, and I just think
it's a lot
Whoa.
of thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've gone to
This
some
feels
dark
like a
paths
come to
with
Jesus
this.
moment.
No. I'm trying to figure out how to formulate my words.
Okay.
I just think that there has to be designed QB runs. If you're going to run zone scheme, you have to slow down the backside of the defense by allowing the quarterback to keep the ball every once in a while. And that's what the Bills do. That's what now the Bears do, and they've been successful the last 2 weeks with Justin running the ball a ton, Justin Fields running the ball a ton. That's what offense is nowadays. And Patrick Mahomes, he'll run the ball here and there, not a ton, but you have to have
Gotta keep
3 or 4 quarterback designed runs per game to keep the defense honest. Because if you're going to zone, that means we're all moving one way. If there's no threat to go opposite of that, the whole defense is flying. They're just going to go pin their ears back and go. They're going with the zone movement. If there's nothing to keep them accountable to stay home, that's when you basically are showing your hand. Now, power offense, we're pulling guys, we're down blocking. That's all angles. That's just who's the bigger boy. And I think that we are more successful just running downhill. So that's what I really want to see. I want to see just downhill running. Don't go sideways. No more of these tosses. We don't have an athletic enough offensive line, is what it appears.
With the tosses.
Just stop it. It's just we've been there, done that. It's not working.
Enough.
Sure.
Yeah. But yeah, that's kind of what I think. Unless we're gonna let Justin run, we need to knock that off.
All right.
Well, let's find out. Maybe we come back out of this bye week and Justin's moving around a little bit more. I think but that's where he does his best work, man. And when he's on the run, he's throwing weird angles on the move. Like I feel like they've really been protecting him the last, since week 2 when he got hurt in the Chiefs game. The fact that we've had him play, he hasn't missed a snap is awesome. But I think hopefully after this bye week, he's going to be in a place where he can go back to doing the kind of shit he was doing, week 1 and last year.
Let's hope so.
Fingers crossed.
So. As far as the type of food, I think you got to go. You got to go for the brat diet. So that's bananas, rice, apples, and toast. Those are foods that are bland. They won't aggravate the digestive system, and you won't shit the bed there, House of Haynes.
Yeah. So
keep it clean. Keep those sheets clean. But thank you for asking the question, and let's move on now to Big Wino.
Certified Fresh.
Who asked the question?
When or will new owners who want championships take over the team and move them back to Dago?
You mean talking about like a hostile takeover? Like, what's our takeover here? Like, what are they? Someone going to buy the team? They haven't. So they're pretty. The Span Eye is pretty persistent about.
Very stubborn.
It's about the family, the legacy of their papa.
Here's what I've heard though. I heard this on the radio the other day. They were talking about the Bears. So when their owner, who's older woman in her 80s, 90s, maybe, when she dies in the will, obviously the team goes to the trust or whatever it may be. But in order to be able to claim the team, you have to pay a certain tax liability to claim the team. And that now with the value of these teams, those tax liabilities can be in the hundreds of millions of dollars. Now, when Dean dies, but maybe this is all moot. I don't know how it all works with trusts and this and that and the other. But
yeah, we don't have a trust. We don't have a trust over here.
Yeah, I don't know how it all works.
But
you can trust us, but we don't have a trust. Yeah.
That's what I'm hedging my hope in the future on, is that somewhere along the line, Spanos is going to die and they're not going to have enough money to be able to keep the team.
Jesus,
somebody's going to come by. I don't think that they're ever going to come back to San Diego because, unfortunately, anybody that buys a football team nowadays is doing it as a financial investment, not to win championships.
Yeah.
There you go. Makes sense, Big Wino, but hey, we all learned something new about
good
trusts.
Question. Yeah.
Great question.
I don't know
Thank
how it
you
all
for
works.
asking.
That's what I heard on the radio. Somebody said.
Yeah.
I heard from a very reliable
I'll take it as
source.
truth.
I heard it on the internet.
Twitter.
All right. Let's move it on now to the last question here. The broads.
Oh,
you know the broads. Hey, are these
I've been
broads?
looking at the broads. all
Oh
episode.
shit!
Are these
Wait,
the
give
broads?
yourself a close up. Let's see. Let's get a nice pretty shot of this.
Well,
Come on.
I don't want to give it too close because I sent this through the wash and Woldog doesn't know how to wash his shirts very well, but
hey,
you can still make it out.
It looks fantastic.
Looks great.
Especially if you squint. It's like, oh yeah, that makes sense.
It's like art.
But
it's like
no,
the
we got
Mona
this
Lisa.
wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful shirt from the broads. Love it, and
You're the
I will
best.
be a lot more gentle with it in the future.
Dry
But
clean
they've-
only.
Yes, but they've got a question. It goes something like this.
Hello, boys. Or men, if that's what you prefer. But man isn't as funny in a ghost voice. The bye week couldn't have come at a better time, with everyone hopped up on candy and Halloween crack. A Chargers game right now would most definitely kill us all. Thank you, Lord, for sparing us. Speaking of Old Hallows Eve, the Bronze are wondering, what was your most bestest Halloween costume? Mary's is her famous Jane Goodall costume from 1993. Heather's is probably the gorilla costume she wore for no reason to a homecoming dance her junior year. Speaking of dances, Why didn't the ghost go to prom? 'Cause he had no body to go with. And for the alternate punchline that Mary made up, 'cause he had no boo rah rah shish kebab tootsie wootsy willy nilly. I have to say what's written down. Someone help me. Okay, love you. Bye.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Holy shit.
That's good.
Those spooky voice. Give me like flashes to like the Haunted Mansion at Disney.
Yeah.
Give me some of those vibes.
Your ghost host.
Oh, shit.
All right. Wow. Yeah, I love that. Best Halloween costumes.
I remember
some of the best.
I remember I was in elementary school, and it was when, so this has to be 90, probably 1990, 91.
Okay.
It was right when Batman Returns came out.
Ooh,
and
nice.
the Penguin, John DeVito's Penguin was a deal.
Yeah.
Creepy.
And I went to elementary school in this like expensive costume. And it was like a 2-piece mask where you put on the mask first and then the nose comes over the top, and it was pretty good. It was like a kind of a harder plastic nose. Got my finger stuck in the nose at reading time, and the teacher couldn't stop laughing. She didn't help me. She just laughed at me.
I would too.
You were fully dressed as a penguin, and your
Full
finger
penguin.
was stuck
I was
in
like
your nose.
padded. I
You
had
were like
everything.
this.
My finger
You're
was
like,
stuck
oh my
in the
God,
mask.
That's really funny.
And I didn't want to like take the mask off and have it on the finger, so I was just kind of sitting there waiting for somebody to help me when she was done reading her story. I remember that vividly. That's all I remember from elementary school is that fucking Halloween with
pretty
the
good.
penguin.
That's awesome.
My best costume was not from when I was a child. It was when I was a grown man. I was Nacho Libre for Halloween. But here's the funny part. So I had the full tights, boots, cape, mask, all of it.
Okay.
And I worked downtown. And what I would do is I had to park like 2 miles away because it cost like $200 to park in our building. So I would park like 2 or 3 miles away, and I would skateboard to work every day on like a longboard.
Nice.
So on Halloween morning, I was riding down the streets of downtown San Diego with my cape flying, no shirt on, and my tights on like a longboard, just cruising downtown. And
awesome.
I still think about it. I had the biggest smile on my face the whole time I was skating. It's just, there's something really funny about being stupid on Halloween.
Yeah.
And
that's so
I was
good.
a full hardcore Nacho Libre. It was the best. It was really fun.
Oh, it's amazing.
Boy, I don't know if I can think of like what a best costume, but the Halloween costume story that will always stick with me is I don't know what grade I was in. I'm going to guess like maybe 4th or 5th grade. And I did one of those things where you buy, like a pre-made costume, like the Punisher. So it was, it's basically like Punisher pajamas, and then you put a plastic mask on your face that looks like an older man.
Yeah.
And that was enough to be the Punisher.
And that's it. You're badass.
That's it. So I mean, it's one of those things like when you're a kid, when you put on a costume like that, you embody that character. You all of a sudden you're like, yeah, I am.
You were doing the voices back then too, weren't you?
Probably, but it was just like you just feel like it. Like you look in the mirror, and as a kid, you just let imagination runs wild, and you're like, yeah, I am the Punisher. But it came time to in elementary school, they would vote. It was one of those things where like everybody got a ribbon of some kind of like scariest costume, most original costume, whatever. They'd give a bunch of little participation awards out. And I got funniest costume.
For the Punisher?
For the Punisher. And I immediately, like, all the wind out of my sails were just like, I'm not badass at all. I'm just stupid kid with pajamas and a plastic face mask. I'm not the Punisher.
They thought of you as the joke, Bulldog.
Yeah, I was the big fat joke in elementary school.
Sorry, Wooly.
Oh, wool pup. Oh, sorry, buddy.
No, it's fine. It's funny to think back on and go like, yeah, that is pretty hilarious. But
going for scary here, guys.
Yeah, I'm the Punisher.
You just gotta start smacking people.
Have you not read the comics?
Give me the trophy.
Give me my ribbon. I'm out of here.
Rip it out of her hand.
Yeah, that's very Punisher move to smack her hand.
Punch the teacher in the face. Take the ribbon.
That's so funny now. Who's laughing now?
You've all been punished.
Who's funny now?
He gets suspended. Elementary school.
That might be part of the story, but I don't remember it. All right. Well, Broads, thank you as always for asking the question.
And something exciting for next week. The Broads, as you know, travel to all the games.
That's true. Yes,
they are bringing us every time the Chargers are away. They're bringing us a little segment on the following episode.
Really?
We're gonna get a
Broad
few
Chronicles.
The
Broadicles.
The Bronicles.
The Broadicles.
The Broad
Okay,
Chronicles.
that's the name.
Chronicles. The Chronicles of Broad.
The Broadicles.
The Prodigals.
The Prodigals.
We'll work
The
on
Prodigal hath returned.
The Prodigal, yeah. So
The
that
Prodigal son.
we'll have, and they're gonna be at the game giving us insight. So you'll get that next Tuesday's episode. So
Fantastic.
Get ready.
Can't wait. Those guys are always the best energy. So thank you all for asking questions in this Ask Boltfam bi-week edition. Slow news day for the Chargers. Maybe we'll have something.
Could be really fast here once we turn this
It could
thing
come
off
hot and heavy here.
Hey, the way it goes, we record something.
It's gonna.
Something cool happens
Tomorrow
right
morning,
afterwards.
I'm opening up something cool tomorrow
Monday morning,
for sure.
some huge trade. Chargers are getting them. So whatever it is,
We're signing OBJ or something crazy. Is gonna happen.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Let's go.
That's
because I'm not saying no. I'm not saying it.
I'm done. I'm not gonna say it anymore. It's not funny anymore. Sad.
We're not writing it.
No.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat. Any final thoughts there, gentlemen?
Happy Halloween to all you.
Don't be the guy that
friends.
steals all the candy from the people
bowl
that are
left
home.
unattended. Yeah.
Yeah, we're better
Justin
than that,
wouldn't
Bolt
do
fam.
that.
Don't be a
Yeah.
son of a. Yeah. Don't do that. Don't let your
Don't do
kids
that.
do it either.
Yeah,
Right.
if you find your kid has way more candy than everyone else, take it all away.
And
Throw
eat
it
it.
away.
And don't let
Just
them eat
take
it. You just
and
eat
it in their face.
Yeah, in their face.
Yeah.
And flush the rest of it.
Yeah.
I'm not even going to eat it. I'm
Yeah.
just going to
Yeah.
flush it.
Yeah. Take one bite, throw it in the trash.
Yeah.
Sucks. Candy
Mm.
sucks.
Yeah.
Just like you thief.
Thief candy.
Thief candy.
Sin
Tainted
candy. Yeah.
Great parenting advice from the Duggan brothers, as per usual. But that's going to do it for us here at Charger Chat, folks. Don't forget to bolt up because we're ready for any squad, any place.
Kid, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Okay, love you. Bye.
Whoa.
And now, a word from our sponsors. This Halloween, the Penguin, the Punisher, and Nacho Libre are teaming up to join the Marvel Cinematic Universe in theaters only. Nacho-verse of Madness. Rated G.
Nacho.